YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming at you with some more Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. Now, I don't normally do my intros like that. I am kind of sort of switching it up a bit with some of my videos, but someone actually mentioned recently on one of my videos that they missed the intro. They missed the good old, hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here. So I thought I'd, bring that back for old time's sake. Here we go, though. So we've got a Mexico game for you today, and I've got to say, this may be the new meta. Now, I don't know if this has been going on for quite a while. I'm sure some of you are going to let me know in the comments below whether this has been going on for ages, but I have always struggled with Mexico since they released, and especially after the major update. But we have our good friend here play with squirrels against a Dutch player called Diesel, and yeah, we're going to see how this game goes, because this came across over on Discord. I found this replay, and it's quite a comprehensive sort of meta that has sort of formed here. But I'm going to try and break it down for you guys so you can try and get back into Mexico and see if they're viable for you with trying this sort of new approach with them. So we're going to see here that I don't believe the TP opening is happening here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be a house and a market start. What I've just noticed is I was actually looking at the Dutch here. I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. I'm so stupid. Okay, so yes, I was looking at the complete wrong player there. So yeah, so play with squirrels here, opening up with the market start rather than the TP. And we do have his first card coming out. So this is the 1v1 land. And you can see here, first card is the 1 Hacienda and 2 Settler Wagons. Still the go-to card. And we can see here another card available, the Cathedral Construction, which is also quite a popular card as well. If you're not going for like a TP opening, you can get this instead. And it gives you good trickle rate of XP. So let's see what he does here. Looks like he's just going for a standard sort of thing, just getting, using his herdables here to get food a little bit quicker, so we can get into Age 2. I think that's kind of the play. You kind of want to get into Age 2 as soon as possible. And it looks like, I mean, we do love that Explorer skin. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. It looks like that we are going to be putting this Hacienda wagon out in a forward-based position. Now, Haciendas can garrison, not garrison. They can garrison, but they can also provide the economic and military shipment point for your home city shipments. So if you want to play aggressive, it's probably best to put this sucker out further out into the middle of the map. And also it will provide you with that vision as well. So it gives you that vision and control of the map if you put it further out. We can see here for the going for the Quataro or the Quatero. My pronunciation is awful. The Quatero is the one, I believe, with the reforms card. We shall see once he gets into the next stage. And you can see here that it's best to obviously get the gang saw upgrade with the 100 food as soon as you can. So it just helps you with the wood income. And we're going to see, this is kind of an interesting one, going over to gold and wood here. So probably going to be getting hunting dogs, maybe. Mining that a little bit there to get hunting dogs in transition. And we can see the second card now is the Cathedral Construction, which gets you that cathedral, that trickle of XP, and the research, different sorts of research options available to you, which are quite nice, which are free of charge from the cathedral, which is really handy. We do see that there's no let off yet. We do see now 2 houses going down from the wood cutting alone. A couple more moving over to food. Looks like he's actually brought 1 villager out towards the Hacienda as well. And if we come back here, 2 houses built for population, because what we're going to be doing, or what Play with Squirrels is going to be doing, is opening up with the pikes, with the insurgents, which are a very fast moving unit, very high sort of fire rate for siege, high siege rate. And we see the cathedral going down. And I think the main play is around these pike units. Apparently, there's been quite a sort of decent amount of testing. And these pike units are actually pretty decent in melee combat as well against infantry, because they can swarm and there's a lot of them. And they are really good value-wise as well, because they're very cheap. So we can see here that, yeah, that mining and that wood cutting has enabled the steel traps to be upgraded here in the marketplace. I think he's gone for the gang saw, hunting dogs, and steel traps. I think that's what's been researched at the moment. And we can see here at the top, the barracks has come out from the Hacienda. That's what I forgot to mention. So the shipment point has changed. So when he gets into H2, he gets that barracks there, that shipment point. And I believe now we're probably going to see some insurgents yet being trained. And this is kind of a nice one. Putting the inspiring flag down will increase the rate of the insurgents coming out, which I completely forgot about that. So that's a really good use for using your inspiring flag. And you do not really want to lose your explorer, because you want to be able to use it to put that flag down. And we can see pretty much now it's everyone on food. Quite straightforward. We want to be making those insurgents. We've covered ourselves with the 2 houses for population. We're getting a 3rd house now with the wood. And we're just going to be creating insurgents. That's the main aim here. We've got 6 insurgents coming out. And what is the play here going to be? Diesel going for a very standard sort of Dutch opening, building 2 banks. Looks like he's going to have a 3rd one at some point on the way. He's got another one coming out from here, being quite greedy. Probably going to be putting 4 banks down, perhaps. Yeah. Going to have 4 banks in total. And now we do see the insurgents of Play with Squirrels coming out. And he's just continually creating them. That's all he's doing. He's got a card available. And he's going for the Chinacos. Okay. So I think the way that this sort of build works is once you've got your 1st or 2nd batch of pike units out, I think it sort of changes a little bit. It all depends on your unit shipment, depends on what kind of civ you're playing. So obviously with the Dutch, you're probably anticipating either pike or skirm. So you're probably going to want to get some Chinacos, which are your cav as well. He does spot the skirmishers here. So it's going to be interesting to see what the pike units are doing, because they're rolling in. They are not waiting around. The explorer there trying to do something. The militiamen have immediately been called, and now they are just getting stuck in. I mean, look at the damage there. They did quite a bit of damage just there. Just a couple of them hitting the skirmisher unit there. And it looks like we're just continually creating insurgents here. Not much change is happening. We do see a little bit of a shift on the macro. Some are now moving over to gold, but insurgents are still being created. And we're going to be pop capped. And I think the next card that he probably wants to go for if he is pop capped is 700 wood. Yeah, so you can see that the one that he went for is the Artiga Reforms and the Haciendas. So it looks like I think he actually bought some wood there to build that house. And I think he's probably going to be going for the 700 wood card next to help with further infrastructure and population. Now we see 3 Chinacos coming in with further insurgents constantly being created. And this is just really applying a lot of pressure. Being able to get this cheeky siege here, doing quadruple damage, of course. And that bank has just gone down. Easy as that. And that's going to be a real hit for the Dutch, because that's a lot of resources. And that's going to be a real big hit. So the insurgents just do not care. They're coming out, and now we see another 11 insurgents card is coming in. And look how good these insurgents are against skirms. Skirms should be countering these guys, but because there's so many, it's kind of like a Zerg-like sort of civ here. The insurgents just absolutely wrecking these poor skirms here. And you can see doing a whale of a time, smacking them with the hoe. And they just do not care. The skirms can't really do much. They can't really shoot their weapon as much. They have to fight in melee. And their melee is hand attacks only 6 damage, whereas insurgents is 10 damage. And that is a great use of resources, because the insurgents are really cheap. You've got to remember that. And that's all the skirms gone. And now the sieging can begin. And now we see another card coming out, the 5 Soltadors, which are the skirm unit. So we had the 11 insurgents. We've now got the 5 skirm units coming in. And still actually hasn't gone for the wood that I thought he would go for. So it looks like he's pretty much just using the coin to... must be using the coin to buy the wood to build the extra houses that he needs, which is interesting. But I think at some point he'll probably go for the 700 wood. Just more and more insurgents coming in. We've got 31 insurgents, and the Dutch player is just at a loss, really. He's lost his barracks. He lost that bank being built. Lost 10 skirmishers from the insurgents alone. The Chinacos, I'm not too sure. I think the Chinacos went down, but they did do a little bit of raiding, which was nice. And we do see some Saltadors, or Salteadors, Salties as I call them, the skirm unit coming out now. So we've got a good pike skirm composition coming out now for Play with Squirrels. And this is interesting. The militiamen have been popped. They are doing 13 hand attack damage, which is quite significant. But there's so many insurgents that are still doing a really good job at actually dealing with this. 8 militiamen are left. Saltadors are coming in. He's not backing off at all here, which is kind of crazy. He's just going all in. I'm not too sure if that was the best move, but it seems to be working. You know, he's got a few villagers have popped out the TC now for diesel. But yeah, it's looking a little bit of a struggle here, and that is it. GG. Right, before we end the video, I just thought I would show you the decks. So there's two sort of ways. There's the standard version and the more aggressive version. And this is the standard version here. So you've got everything that you need that we just ran through. We've got the Hacienda, we've got the Cathedral, we've got the 11 Insurgents, the Salties, Chinacos, everything that you need depending on what civ you're going against. The 11 Insurgents is very, very crucial. But what I would say, a few things that I forgot to mention, is that if that game went on for longer, what we would anticipate that you'd need to do is get the 700 wood shipment, build a few more houses, build a second barracks if you need to, and then the next play then is potentially to start building into the TP line, so you start getting even more eco. But as Play with Squirrels has mentioned, that the eco upgrades very early on from your market gives you a huge boost in economy, and it should enable you to keep creating insurgents, keep creating military units, and you should be able to just sort of overthrow your enemy. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, build from 700 wood, 1 TP, second military building, and 3 houses. So that's kind of what you can do, and then you can go for a further 600 wood to then get even more houses, maybe a stables, make Chinacos, all that good stuff. So give it a go, guys. That's the standard deck, and this is the more aggressive deck that hasn't even got a factory in Age 4, and it's got the upgrade for the machetes. What I might do is, rather than having the Krilios here, is maybe have the machete card, because that is a really good card, honestly. But that's my opinion. Anyway, guys, give it a go. Let me know in the comments below. I'll pass it on to Play with Squirrels, and I'm sure he will see in the video as well, if he's following my YouTube channel, that is. Have a good one. See you next.